What do you get when you mix a health coach and a wellness coach mixed with a lot of curiosity? You get two people who ask a lot of questions about health and wellness. Today we ask, what is it like to get acupuncture? I'm so excited. Go on.
So I went to see an acupuncturist and herbalist, and the whole process was so interesting. So I wanted to share my experience. So let's get started as we ask.
Wait, what? Okay, so Kamna, before we jump
Yes.
in, I want to just give everybody a fair warning. I'm going to be all over the place because I
Okay.
can't wrap my head around all of the questions I have for you. So be prepared that there's probably going to be no rhyme or reason to my
Okay.
questions. Second of all, I don't have my notebook in front of me that tells me what my call to action was. So I think should we just catch everyone up next week with that?
I think that sounds great.
Okay, good. It'll give me a chance to actually do it if I didn't do it then. Right?
I am happy to put off talking about the CTA, even though I actually it's been working, so I'm gonna save that for next time.
Okay. All right.
And we'll do the thing we love next time as well.
Okay, good. All right. So let's jump in.
Okay.
You went and got acupuncture.
hmm I
Okay.
did.
Tell us, first of all, tell me why you decided to do this.
Well, as a health coach, I'm really curious about different ways to heal ourselves. So
Okay.
that curiosity was there. And then we interviewed Mallory, who is an acupuncturist, and her demeanor was just so nice and she was
Mhm.
so easy to talk to. And I was just curious about more and more and more.
Okay.
So I made an appointment with her, and she was very accommodating for my limitations and my schedule. I also have, so when I walked into her place, the first thing she did was ask me why I'm there, which
Oh,
is
same what I'm doing.
yeah.
Okay.
So, for probably my entire life, I've shared this a couple of times before. I've had digestive issues. I have severe constipation. Sometimes when had my period, I would have like diarrhea, constipation, and there was no rhyme or reason.
Okay.
And every time I eat, I get really bloated. And it doesn't really matter what I eat, I'm getting bloated.
Okay. Because you already don't eat meat
Right.
and you don't eat dairy much
I'm trying to eliminate it, but you know what happens when you're trying to
and
eliminate
you
it?
don't eat gluten.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Because those,
I've been on a path to sort of figure out my own health issues
okay.
in the process of trying to help other people. So
Mhm.
I'm always interested in something that might work. And
Okay.
it wasn't invasive or medication. And
Right.
I don't want to try any of that anymore. I've done it. I don't want to do it. I
Right.
want to
I'm
do
sure
something
there's
else.
a pill that could get rid of your bloat, but you don't want to do
Yeah.
that.
No, because that causes other side effects. And I don't
Right.
actually have a problem. I just have some issue that's causing this.
Okay. All right. Whew, God, I want to go down the gluten road too, but that might be another whole podcast to talk to you about. All right. So you walked in. Were you nervous?
I was so nervous because when you fill out the form, it's a regular office form. So there's a lot of
Okay.
disclaimers of what could happen, what you might feel. Some of it is you might feel nauseous or you might feel faint or dizzy, or I was like, oh boy,
Yeah.
that sounds
Scared.
really
Yeah.
intimidating.
Like, oh my gosh, what if I'm the one that gets dizzy and falls and faints?
Well,
Or
typically
yeah.
I'm not the one, but I was like, this will be
Right.
the time that I'm the one.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So you were
I
nervous
was
about that.
I was nervous, and it was a new area. I don't know that side of Cleveland, so
Okay.
I don't know the roads, I don't know the area, so I had to figure it out. And I was walking around, and luckily, by some miracle, I was early by
I
10
was
minutes.
I was gonna say I saw that in the video that you posted that you were early.
I was early by 10 minutes. Yeah.
Whew, that's really early for you. Sorry,
Yeah,
but
it
it
is.
kind of is.
It is.
Okay. So did you wear a bra?
I wore regular clothes, and
Okay.
they were loose fitting because a minor other part of being nervous was I thought if I have to change and I have to be exposed, and I don't know, I'm comfortable with that. So I didn't have to change. She did
Okay.
whatever she did. She just pushed my clothes around and it was fine. And because they
Okay.
were loose, it was not an issue at all.
Okay. So you had socks on, but you took those off?
She had me take those off. She
Okay.
had me take my watch off when she did the acupuncture. Um, I kept my phone on the table, which I think is probably not recommended, but I wanted
Okay.
to take pictures for you.
Okay.
So I asked
Okay,
her to
good.
take pictures. I didn't
Okay.
look at my phone the rest of the time.
All right. So, God, I want to jump to immediately to the needles. They were in sterile things.
So when she started doing the acupuncture, which is probably close to 45 minutes after we were talking,
Oh, okay. So I have to back up.
she,
Okay. Yeah.
well, I can tell you about the needles, but she put one or two in my hands on the tops of my hands. She put one in my midsection underneath my breast between before my stomach.
Okay.
And she pinched like the skin, and there's a lot of loose skin. I didn't feel anything for that one. And then two in each foot. And every time she would place a needle, she would take my pulse
Oh, okay.
because it would indicate to her something.
You don't know what though. Okay.
Well, she was kind of trying to explain to me, but I didn't really get it about how hard the beat is, indicates the stress on the body,
Mm.
but it was a little bit beyond my comprehension.
Okay. And then did she like clean your skin with alcohol or just
I think the needles were in sterile packs
okay.
already.
Okay. So she didn't need to.
No,
Okay. I
I
just
don't
want
think she did, but I don't
okay.
know. I couldn't see.
And you didn't smell it because that's usually
No,
strong. Okay. All right.
there
So back
was
up.
no smell.
So she talked to you, like what kind of questions does she ask you?
So I went in and she asked me what I'm there for. And
Mhm.
then I started telling her my medical issues. And then she asked me about my emotional state. And I was like, oh boy, that's a lot.
Oh, but she's not okay, go on, yeah.
Well, she's also a health coach. So it's
Okay.
the holistic thing.
Yeah.
And right off the bat, when I described my problem, she said, it sounds like your liver is clogged.
Wait, when you described your bloating problem? Okay,
Correct. Correct.
okay.
And she said, it sounds like your liver is clogged. And the very first thing she recommended was a blood type diet
Oh, right off the bat.
right off the bat.
Okay,
And what that does is what she was explaining is you have to eat proteins that match up with your blood type because if you don't, that can cause bloating.
hmm,
So if I'm O, for example, and that's really heavy on proteins and vegetables, which most of the diets are, but it if I were to eat meat, it would be a lot of meat.
okay. Now, I'm not gonna ask you this, but, maybe I will. Do you have you done, any ti I've never even heard of a blood type diet until you mentioned this. So, what do you
I
think of
s-
that?
I studied it in my training. I think what I've read and what I understand is that the blood type diet in general has been discounted as a way to lose weight or some of those things. But I
Okay,
think what it does is it encourages you to eat healthy as any other
okay,
guide would.
right. Well, I mean,
So
you could talk to anybody who's discounted chiropractor care and acupuncture care and, yoga and like there's so many things that discredit a lot of different things. So I think that that's fair that
what's your
that
blood type?
exists. Do you know that I have no idea?
Okay. Okay.
I donated blood and I can't find my donor card. I don't know where to find my type of blood. And I text my mom. I'm like, Mom, you don't know what by chance what my blood type is, do you? She's like, No, I don't.
Okay.
She thinks it's AB positive.
Oh wow. Okay. If you are A, that's heavily vegetarian diet.
Oh,
A B blood type is includes a mix of meat, fruit, dairy, seafood, and grains, avoiding corn, which is pretty much all over the place.
okay.
AB blood type, which is maybe you, we don't
Yeah,
know,
we're thinking.
is to focus on tofu, seafood, dairy, and green vegetables.
I'll die. I don't eat tofu or seafood or green
People who
vegetables.
have people who have type AB blood tend to have low stomach acid and should avoid caffeine, alcohol, and smoked or cured meats.
Okay, well, I do that anyway. I have one cup of
So,
coffee. Hmm,
so she recommended doing the blood type diet, and
okay,
I was like, that's interesting because I read about it, but I have never really focused on it because it was so meat heavy for me.
okay. So will you do it?
I think so. She said because I'm a vegetarian, I should do more concentrate on the vegetables,
Okay.
primarily fruits and good fats and
Oh,
some
okay.
oils. I
Okay.
need some oils.
Okay. Do you eat oils now? Not often enough?
I do. I have
Okay.
avocado oil, olive oil.
Okay. All right. So she said that. And then what happened after that? You were like, okay. Like if somebody said that to me, I think that would be the end, but that wasn't the end.
Oh no, there's a
Oh,
lot
okay.
more beyond
Go
that.
on.
That was like the first 10 minutes.
Oh,
Um, yeah.
okay.
So then she was
Wait,
also
did
telling
she
me
feel your liver and like feel you? Oh, okay. All right, go
she
on.
didn't touch me until the acupuncture.
Okay, go on.
Um, and then she was talking about how when we have more insulin spikes, we have our body tends to hold on to fat and sugar, which is a fact.
Okay.
Um, and I need to focus on non-starchy vegetables, 3 meals, no snacking,
Why?
and to eat to 60 to 80% full. I think because I don't need my machine burning all the time because then the liver is always on also for the filtration. So I need to like get almost full and take a break because
So
we
she's
have,
saying she thinks a lot of your bloating has come from your liver's working too hard.
yes, it's working
What
too hard.
what is that? What explain that to me.
So our liver filters out a lot of things, but it also um, makes things available for absorption. So
Okay.
if that's not working at an ideal or optimum, then it's going to cause a backup. And then you don't get proper nutrient absorption. You don't get
Okay.
conversion of the thing that it's gone out of my brain. But
Okay.
there's a thing that gets converted into a usable form of nutrition, and that doesn't happen if the liver is not functioning optimally.
Okay.
This also happens to a lot of people who have fatty liver disease.
Okay.
This happens to people who maybe are pre-diabetic or
Hmm.
have borderline insulin sugars.
Okay.
So,
All right. So now you're she's telling you that your liver basically is working way too hard.
mhm.
And go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, in terms of the food, she also suggested for me, any person who has digestive issues should eat more cooked foods to sort of help the body to settle down. Because when you're eating raw foods, it has to work harder to digest. So if it's cooked, the nutrients get absorbed quicker. The body doesn't have to work as hard. And
Okay.
she said, I need to focus on fiber. And I've been drinking these protein shakes, which I tell you about. And she said for right now, she would rather I eat the ingredients than drink them because I'm missing a lot of fiber.
Yeah. Which you and
Which,
I both we know like you really shouldn't drink
right,
your protein and your
right,
fiber if at all possible, but if you
right.
need it, it's like there, but yeah. Okay.
She said something else interesting that I'm confused about and I want to investigate a little bit. That, we had interviewed Dr. Wagner. Well, I remember how to say her name about the magnesium.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Barbara.
And
Barbara.
and a lot of people have been advocating for magnesium now.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear it about it all over social media. And Mallory said that if you can get it from your food, she doesn't advocate having these supplements because
Mm.
magnesium is not really solving the problem. It's just creating, for me, it's constipation. So it's creating a slippery slope in my intestines so that all the stuff gets out, but probably not proper nutrient absorption.
Hmm. Okay.
And that could indicate why I'm tired, why I'm fatigued, why I'm not able to handle things as well.
Okay, so do you typically eat raw vegetables more than cooked?
I like cooked more. Isn't that
But
interesting?
what do you eat more?
Probably cooked.
Oh, okay.
I really like salads, but I'm
Yeah.
very lazy to make them for myself. But
Okay.
I love roasted vegetables. I could eat those all day long. I
Okay.
love them.
Hmm.
She also recommended two types of tea to drink, dandelion tea and
Okay.
burdock tea
For what purpose
to
for those two?
cleanse the liver.
Oh, okay. What's
Mhm.
the dandelion and what?
Burdock?
Never ever heard of that. Have you?
Me neither. I haven't heard of that one. No.
Oh.
She also said that for most people, I'm not making a generalization, but for most people, digestion is at its peak when the sun is up. So you should be eating during daylight hours and then not when it's dark, because that's just the way the human body is designed. And it makes sense because if you're in the day, your cortisol is high, your metabolism is higher, your machine is running. And the night you're trying to slow down, your melatonin goes up so you can rest. It makes sense to me
So
what
your
she was
body,
saying.
so you shouldn't be eating when the sun goes down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard for you. You guys,
No.
no, but you guys always, anytime you go out, it's to dinner and it's
Yeah.
at night,
Well, if we
right?
go out, yeah. But if we're
Yeah.
home, we've
Oh,
eaten
yeah.
by
If you're home, yeah,
6:37.
no.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but 7, it's gonna start getting dark.
Yeah. We need to eat earlier. And that's
Yeah?
fine because I always feel hungry earlier. So I'm good with that.
Okay. I kind of like that she said
Hmm.
that. And that does make sense. Like your body is digesting the most, it's at its peak when the sun is up.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Okay.
that's actually a lot of Eastern philosophies, like Ayurveda, they say the same thing. That you
Okay.
should have your biggest meal when the sun is at its highest. That's
Okay.
when you have the most internal fire.
Okay. All right. So what else?
So the next thing was she asked me if I have any other pain. And, I think we as adults, particularly as women, we tend to dismiss the pain that we're having. We're like, oh, it's not a big
Right.
deal.
We're like, yeah, everything hurts. Right?
Yes, my feet hurt every day.
Okay.
Every day. It's since I've been a child, I've had flat feet, I've had inserts, I've had orthotics, I've had special shoes. Nothing really seems to work. And the more I stand, which is a lot, the more
Hmm.
my feet hurt. Um, I'm a very good friends with Tylenol, which I shouldn't be because it's bad for my liver.
Right.
But she said the reason that happens is if you are in constant fight or flight mode, your feet will hurt because you are always ready to run or to fight. You're always ready for something to happen.
Hmm. So how do you stop that?
So I was really thinking about what she said, and
Wait,
I
first of all, do
think
you think you are?
yes,
Okay.
I it's several fold for me. And one, you're going to be like, I told you, but one is I need more sleep. Yeah,
Okay.
see,
I'm not
you
gonna
said
say a
it
word.
without saying it.
I'm not gonna say.
The second I think is I really, really need to make a habit of, even if not meditation, just some breathing for 5 minutes every morning.
Okay.
I need
Yeah.
to start my day that way to lower my response and to center myself. I need to do that.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
those two things I think at the start, because I eat pretty healthy, I drink a lot of water. I I need to like get everything to calm down.
Okay. So she's basically says nothing's wrong with your feet. I mean, she didn't x-ray them, but she's like, nothing's probably wrong with your feet.
Well, what she said was we are designed perfectly, right? Our feet are supposed to hold us up. She asked me if I wear slippers, and I said, yes, I do. And I wear inserts in my slippers. And she said, our feet are not supposed to hurt like that.
Hmm.
So if you walk around barefoot, it shouldn't hurt you. But as a woman who has decreasing estrogen and we develop plantar fasciitis, it happens. And she said that if you are doing if some of these things are in place, it shouldn't hurt.
Hmm. Okay. That's so crazy.
Hmm.
Okay.
Then she looked at my tongue and she didn't really say very much, so it must be
Okay.
okay. And then she looked at my face because I said, are you going to read my face? Because I'm so curious about this.
Yeah.
So she said that I have very strong eyebrows, which indicate that I'm very decisive, which is a good thing in my
Okay. Yeah.
mind.
Very strong. She didn't say like dark. She just said strong.
Strong.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And then she said I have a lot of under eye darkness,
Okay.
which I think a lot of people do, but she said that
Yeah.
indicates unresolved grief.
Oh, it doesn't mean you're tired, like
It
everybody always says.
not tired in the traditional sense. You're just
Okay.
tired. You need a break from it all.
Okay. You have unresolved grief. Do you
Mhm.
believe that?
Well, I was thinking about that on the drive home. Like, which thing could it be?
Right, right.
I'm sure because I'm not a person to talk excessively about myself.
Okay.
You have pushed me to be more comfortable with it, but it's not natural for me. So I think the more I do it, the better I feel. But
Okay.
I don't typically talk about things, so I don't
Maybe.
know.
Okay.
She said I have a protruding chin,
Okay. Now, I don't
and
think it's protruding, but I do see a line there.
well, the
Okay.
line she didn't tell me about, but she said because it's protruding, that means I'm leading with fear.
Hmm.
And if I was to sort of resolve some of that, my chin would soften.
Do you lead with fear?
I think I have a lot of fear. I feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like
Oh,
I don't know what I'm talking about. I feel insecure. There is a fair amount of fear within
okay.
me, which was, I don't like to be so exposed.
Yeah, that's
Um,
crazy.
and she said I have redness in the center of my eyebrows. That's your sort of,
Like in the center of your, like right, like in the middle of your, like the bridge of your nose?
in between the eyebrows in that spot.
Okay.
That's called a eye of, I forgot the name of it.
Okay.
Um,
Is it red? I can't. It doesn't look red to
I
me.
have a little bit of makeup on right
Oh,
now.
okay.
But she said that that indicates that you want to trust your intuition and what might be right, but you hesitate. Like
Okay.
this is if this is your third eye and that's
Okay.
like your wisdom, you intuitively know what's good for you. You intuitively know what's right for you, what steps you
Right.
should take. But sometimes you hesitate because someone is saying something or someone is telling you something else or
Oh, so she's like, I mean, in a way, like I feel like it's almost psychic, but not.
yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm starting to think all psychics just heavy duty face read.
Right?
Like I'm really starting to think that. Anyway, okay. So this red in the middle of your thing means you don't trust your own instincts.
Right.
Which okay, I can see that, I think.
Yeah.
I think I can see that about you, don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I think the more I do, the more I think things go correctly.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think that's true for
Yeah.
a lot of people. The more you trust
Yeah.
yourself, the better it is.
Yeah. Okay.
So we did all of that. And then she also said something about my smile lines are very deep, which means that when I smile, it's authentic.
Smile. Where like these smile lines? Like by your nose?
My filter is on, so you probably can't see it.
Oh,
But
okay.
the smile lines like are right here around
Okay.
your lips. Those are
Hmm.
when I smile, it's real. I'm not fake smiling at people.
Okay.
But I
Oh,
also have some lines from the corner of my lips downwards towards my chin.
okay.
That
Yeah.
indicates either I'm repressing my words or I'm sad. So clearly I have some sadness to work out and
Hmm.
process.
Wow. All from
Yeah.
reading your face.
Yes. And she said something else about my lips, but I couldn't write fast enough, so I forgot it.
Okay. Did she
Um,
say something about your liver by looking at your face?
uh, just the under eyes that I
Okay.
went, and then I went to go research the under eyes and the third
Red.
eye area are connected to your liver and kidney.
Okay. So if they're dark and red, that's connected to your liver and kidney. Is that what you mean?
A lot of people who are pre-diabetic or diabetic, they're going to have the dark circles, or people who have kidney disease. If you see them, they'll have dark circles under their eyes.
Really?
Hmm.
Pre-diabetic?
Sometimes, yes.
Hmm. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's an indicator of it. Wow. Okay.
It just
I didn't-
indicates kidney health.
Okay. Hmm. All right. So Was it like, did it fly by?
It flew by. Talking to her, I was just like, could listen to her. And the other thing, which is superficial. So it is what it is. But I walked in and she's a very tall woman, which I didn't expect because when you're talking to somebody over Zoom, you don't know how tall they
Yeah.
are. And she's very striking. There's something about, she's obviously very beautiful, but there's something about her aura that's just like sucks you in.
Really?
So that was really nice too. And I think that just puts you at ease when you're like, oh, I want to talk to you. I want to know more
Right.
about you.
Right.
So that was very, very nice.
Did she like look at your ears or your neck or your hands? She didn't read your palms or anything?
No, nothing like that.
Okay. Hmm. All right.
And then I got on the table and then she put the needles in. I did not feel it really. And a couple of them I felt. And I said, oh, why does that one hurt? And she said, oh, that's connected to your kidney or this is connected to your whatever. It was not painful. It's not like an injection.
Okay.
It's not like you're getting a shot of something. And I've
Okay.
had a lot of those. It was nothing.
Hmm. And how long do
And
they leave them in for?
I think it was about 25 minutes,
Okay.
but I fell asleep.
Oh, so it was relaxing.
And then I woke up because I think I heard myself snoring.
Oh my God. Do you typically snore?
No, I don't.
Oh, so
But
you
I
must have been really, she must have got rid of, I don't know, inflammation or what would you,
it's probably a multi-step process.
okay.
I don't think it just happens in one visit,
Yeah.
but it was definitely relaxing. I don't know if it was all made up or what, but the next day I felt less bloated.
Really?
I don't know if that's all in my head. I don't know.
Okay, so after you were done, did you feel different that day?
Oh, yes. I felt so relaxed. And
Really?
probably if I didn't have like an hour drive home, I would have fallen asleep.
You felt that relaxed?
Oh, yeah.
More relaxed than on your way in?
100%.
Really?
I was nervous and anxious going in.
Okay, that's yeah.
And then I was like, what if I'm doing the wrong thing? And just the doubt of my
Right.
intuition. So, and when I came out, I was completely, completely relaxed.
Really?
Mhm.
Hmm. Were you like peaceful like that? Like,
Yes.
huh.
Yes.
And when she takes the needles out there's no blood or I mean, I
There's no blood. There's no, it's actually very superficial. It's not very deep.
oh, okay.
So, yeah, I don't even have a mark
So it
where
didn't
she put
hurt.
it. No.
Wow. Okay. So what is exactly where she was putting it? Is she trying to cleanse your liver by doing what she did?
I think it was different spots for different things. Some
Okay.
would spots probably for liver, some for kidney, something about the
The feet
intestine.
ones?
The feet is connected to your pelvic area.
Oh,
So something about that. And she also said that she asked me about my allergies. Um, because I don't remember the exact part of the conversation, but I said I have seasonal allergies. So she asked me what, and she said that's connected to the intestine, which clearly I have a problem with if, I'm having constipation. So she was like, yeah, I get it. She didn't seem surprised by any of the things that I was saying.
really? Like just from
Mhm.
like talking to you, she was like, "Oh yeah, you have allergies if you have this or that." Like
No, no,
that.
she didn't say
She didn't
that.
say that.
She
Okay.
No, but she said that makes sense for what I'm describing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what allergies, like seasonal meaning like grasses and pollens?
Yes.
And if you
Mold.
and those affect your intestines.
Well, I think because the intestines are so sluggish, and then it's your body's way of releasing. I don't exactly know. I don't want to make up something, but it's connected.
That's so interesting.
There was one more thing she said, which I was like, wow. She asked me how I sleep. She
Okay.
went through everything, my whole head to toe body.
Okay.
And I said, well, I normally it's fine, except I wake up so hot. I'm literally sweating and I'm not
Like
having
hot
hot flashes.
flashes? No, okay.
Yes, but I don't think
Night
I'm in
sweats?
menopause. It's just night sweats, like
Okay.
severe.
Okay.
And she said that makes sense because if your liver is working overtime, it's getting too hot theoretically. I mean, I'm paraphrasing what she said. She said it better
Right.
than me, but That is why I'm sweating. If I can clear the clogged liver, I probably won't be as hot at night.
And she suggests to clear the clogged liver, you do the blood type diet.
Blood type diet, drink some of those teas, avoid um, dairy,
Oh,
avoid creamy things, and that includes almond milk, probably oat milk. She didn't specify that, but
hmm.
that they cause a lot of congestion. So she said to for a while just to
And
avoid
then
it.
only eat 3 meals a day and no snacking.
Hmm.
And is it have you tried that?
I will try it starting next Tuesday because this week we're having a religious week, so
Oh, that's
things are
right, okay.
limited. And then I'm traveling. So about when I come home on Tuesday, this one I'm gonna or Wednesday I'm gonna start.
Wow. Wow, I wanna research, like, why to let the liver rest and all of that stuff, like, I feel like that's so fascinating.
She said the organs do their work, their cleaning out work at night.
Hmm.
That's why it gets overheated.
And if people aren't sleeping right, guess what? Their organs aren't look at me getting really mad. People who aren't sleeping properly, their organs are not getting the proper rest or they're not doing their job right,
Right.
you
Which
know?
leads to bloating and inflammation and
And
all of those
pain and
things.
all the other stuff. Like, it's so
Hmm.
important.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, didn't she also tell you that you're not breathing right?
Oh, yes. See, there were so
Okay.
many things I
Yeah.
don't remember.
Okay.
She asked me if I have any problem with my lungs, hence the conversation about the allergies. And she said, um, because I'm in constant
Fight
state
or
of fight or fright,
okay. Or fright, whatever.
what is it
Fight
called?
or
Fear.
flight.
Yes, whatever that is.
Okay.
Because I'm in a constant state, I have more shallow breathing. So it, I'm not getting enough breath into me. Therefore, I was thinking if I do some kind of breathing practice in the morning, it would benefit me to get more oxygen.
Wow. That's so fascinating to me.
Mhm.
All right, so when do you go back?
I have a follow up in October sometime because I have
Okay.
some things happening. She
Now
said three
this
weeks, but I don't have time. So
and then so this okay, so that was my next question. It doesn't have to be 3 weeks.
she's so easy. She's like, don't pressure yourself. Make changes slowly. If you don't drop everything tomorrow and say, I can't do it gradually, do it in a way that makes sense to you. But you have to kind of convince that negative Nelly in your brain, like, we got to do this. It's good for our health. You got to talk yourself into it, but not, she doesn't want so much pressure. So I said 6 weeks. She said, yeah, no problem.
Okay. So you'll go and have another long hour and a half session or
No, it's only 30 minutes, but she gives also time to rest. So the total time is about an hour.
oh. Oh, what do you mean? After you take the needles out, they would rest? You have to rest?
She said a lot of people really want that time after you are done with the
The second
treatment.
session?
Hmm.
So this really wasn't even a full session. This was like a preliminary.
Preliminary, but I did have the treatment. So
Yeah, but not as intense, maybe?
maybe, I don't know, as
Oh my
I'm
God, now we
starting
gotta do
the,
the next one.
I
I
don't know.
can't figure
I think as I start to get rid of, to work on some of these problems, maybe it'll be more effective. I'm not
Okay,
sure.
so this time when you took the needles out, did she let you relax afterwards or not that time this time?
Not as much, but I was ready to go because I had to leave. But
Oh, okay.
I probably could have laid there. She probably wouldn't have rushed me out.
Oh, okay. I just wondered if why that you would need it next time. Do you know what I'm saying?
I probably could have had it this time
Hmm.
too.
Okay.
I really liked her in
Did she
terms
play
of
music?
no music.
Oh, really? No candles
Hmm.
lit?
Nope, no candles, no smells, no
No.
music.
Okay. Was it
You're
too quiet?
just in the beginning, yes, but I kind
Okay.
of think that's important for it to
Hmm.
be quiet so you can really just focus on being there.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Are you
Because
glad
we
you did it?
always, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I did it. I'm so glad I learned so much. And I'm glad I went to her because I think she's very knowledgeable about Chinese medicine. And
Yeah.
that gives you confidence to talk to somebody about this.
Yeah.
So I'm
Wow.
glad.
Okay. So you're overall glad that you went and did this.
And I've been experimenting a lot with different treatments, holistic treatments, and whatever works, I'm going to lean into it.
Yeah.
And the one thing I was thinking about as I was kind of leaving is, you know, you can talk to five different experts about something, and
Yeah.
all of those experts will probably have a different answer
Oh,
or a
yeah.
different
Yep.
way. So I am just collecting information to see what works for me.
For
And
you.
that's what most people should do is you might try a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this and finding the thing that really fits for you.
It's a great
Because
reminder to everybody.
what
Well,
works for you might not work for me and vice versa.
right. I also think that you went in open-minded. You're like, "Well, I might as well try it. If it doesn't work,
Hmm.
it doesn't work." Like, and you're still sound like you're that way. Like you're going to try these things and see if it works.
Yes.
How's your
Yes.
floating now?
It's not great.
Okay. It's not great, but
I
you
just
have
had lunch, so I'm bloated.
okay. Wow. I just have to give you also so much credit for doing it. I knew you were nervous about it and sharing your story and your vulnerability with this because this isn't easy to do to tell people all of these things and have someone dissect your face. Like that's the most self-conscious thing someone can do. And you did it. So I think that's awesome. I think you
Oh,
should be
thank
proud of
you.
yourself for that.
Thank you. I think,
No.
when you go into an experience like this, you're just so curious. You want to hear everything.
Yeah.
I took a notebook because I'm like, I'm going to forget stuff. I need to
Yeah.
write it down.
Do you want like like tons of people you know to get to go now? Are you like, oh, I
I,
want my mom to
I
go. I
would,
want my sister to
yes,
go.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah,
yes.
that's how I would be too. Yeah.
I think it would really benefit them.
Wow. Okay. Now I'm gonna save up my money.
I definitely want to see when you go,
I
what
know.
happens.
I want to go. I really, really want to go. I've wanted to go for so long too, so I'm gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you for sharing your story, and I'm sure that we're not done. I'm sure we're gonna ask you more questions for
You're
sure.
welcome. And thanks for listening. I have never talked about myself this long.
Oh
So,
my God, I could ask you more. Really want.
well,
So,
it's fun. If anybody's really thinking about it, I would recommend it. Find somebody that you think is very professional, and the her place was very clean, which I am a big fan of. So
yeah,
I would say find somebody that you are vibing with, who's professional, has a certification.
I
It's
really
a good
would love for
experience.
her to do a facial reading night with us.
Hmm. I would
Sure,
too.
she would do that. Not acupuncture and not that, but like a facial reading.
Yeah. The
Hmm.
face rating is actually probably the most interesting to me.
Yeah, me too. I want to learn it. I want to study it. I want to know why things are. So I would really love to see if she would be willing to do a night. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'd have to figure out how much she would pay and charge and all that, but I
Yeah,
would totally be down for that.
me too.
So, well,
Me
thanks
too.
again. Keep us posted.
Definitely.
All right.
Hey, see you next
Bye.
time.